right in the heart of soul.
What's going on? Can you be a single dad? Or can you be a single father? The answer is yes. For you guys who, get into this process and you might, you don't know if you can go to court or not. I'm going to get into that on another part. But if you are skeptical about, I don't know if I could do the day to day, the answer is yes. From a person who did it, yes. The issue is you have to actually get in the groove. You have to get a rhythm. So, you know, you have to have your life scheduled a certain way. So you have to have, the kid has to go to bed at a certain time, whether you got the kid in daycare or the kid's going to school. The kid has to eat at a certain time. The kid has to have a regimen. And you implement the regimen, they follow the regimen, and then the timing works out for both of you. There's going to be some things that throw it off every now and then because kids can be kids. They might get sick, they might get hurt, so on and so forth. But can you do the day to day just as a single dad? Yes. It's difficult in the beginning, but the faster you get a rhythm, the easier it becomes. So, say if you go to court and somebody says, "Oh, you don't know the teacher's name, you don't know the doctor's name," that's stereotypical nonsense. It's different when you don't have the kid because you might have a different doctor than they do, or you may not know the teachers like they do. And the reason I say that is because let's just get into this part of it. Sometimes you might be blocked from getting to know the teachers, even in this era. So so when it comes to can you do it? Yes. You know, as long as you know how to cook, as long as you can clean, as long as you know the basic care of a child, you can do it. As a father, it might be a little bit easier with boys than girls because you actually may not know how to do hair. You get what I'm saying? But that's a process also. There are guys who do that also. So I'm not gonna say you can't do that because I know guys with daughters. So this is the issue. Now, even on the other side of that, just using the daughter thing, I know guys with daughters who decided when their daughter hit a certain age of puberty, they were like, you probably need to be with your mom so she could teach you more about womanhood because I can't teach you how to be a woman. That normally doesn't go on with fathers. You get what I'm saying? So that's where we have all these issues now. If it was ideal, that would be the thing. But if you're a man if you're a father with a daughter, you can do it. If you're a father with a son, you can do it. All you have to do, like beyond what I said now, is once you schedule out the time of the day, you also might have to schedule out um their like, not just activities like homework and homework and then activities. You have to begin to train your child at a very early age, the earliest you got, to be self-sufficient in certain ways, whether that's putting on their shoes, tying their shoes, dressing themselves, um, brushing their teeth, making their bed, that keeping their room clean, packing their schoolwork and their homework properly, not forgetting things. You have to make everything a little system so they know what's going on. You have to make sure that the clothes are clean, and they're put up. And sometimes you got to watch them too. So because you can have a closet full of clothes and they like to wear a particular thing. So you might have to, you know, work them out of that because sometimes kids are comfortable and sometimes um, they're dressing how they're feeling or trying to feel, so you have to work through things like that. But when it comes down to the just basics of can you do it? Yes. You know, a lot of times you get in these conversations and mothers try to make it harder than it is. And even sometimes the courts try to make it harder than it is, but it's not. And even when you get to that point, when you can do that, they'll ask the question. And part of this is because what people try to do is try to discourage fathers from actually being a single parent when you're in these situations. So Financially, you're the default person. So financially, and legally, you're the weekend person. So you have to make the extra effort to be the Monday through Friday person, right? And you should do that when they're young. You should do that when they're in the age, if you got them, if you have them, if they're in your area, you should do that when they're in the age of daycare. Get that established early. Like when they're in daycare, you can have 1 week on, 1 week off. So if you would ever have to go to court, they can't tell you, oh, you don't know how to take care of a child. It's like, no, we just do 1 week on and 1 week off. And initially, when you get in court, if they're young like that, that's what you initially want. 1 week on, 1 week off. You know, and there's other things that come with that. Sometimes you get 1 week on and 1 week off, and the person tries to move. So you got to make sure that's part of the deal too. But as far as initially, being able to parent, yeah, it gets easier over time. Once you get a schedule and a regimen going, because kids like structure. So we'll go from this one to the next topic.
You ever been at the top of the universe? I'm gonna take you there.